For many people just getting into making YouTube videos, the best camera will be the one already in their pocket. A smartphone. It's cost-effective to use what you already own, so you'll have more room in your budget to invest in a good microphone and lighting setup. There are also things a smartphone can't do. Going with an interchangeable lens camera gives you more control over the look of your videos. You can get different lenses to create a nice shallow depth of field for talking head videos, or start shooting with log profiles, and learn how to color grade your footage. Thankfully, if you're looking to step up your video game, there are plenty of options at different price points that are more than capable of producing great content for YouTube. We've bought and tested over 80 cameras in our lab, and below you'll find our recommendations for the best cameras for YouTube videos. These picks were selected not only based on their performance, but also their feature set and price. If you're in the market for something more advanced, you can check out our best cameras for filmmaking instead. If shooting sports is more your thing, you can also look at the best cameras for sports video. Otherwise, you can also check our recommendations for the best 4K capable cameras. Are you looking for the best keyword? In this video, we will look at some of the best keyword on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Number 1. Fujifilm XS10. The Fujifilm XS10 is the best 4K camera for YouTube that we've tested, with plenty of video features at a reasonable price point. It's a well-built camera with comfortable controls and a fully articulated screen to easily monitor your recording. It's also one of the few cameras in its price range to feature in-body image stabilization, IBIS, which can help smooth out camera shake when shooting handheld. Add in an autofocus system that can keep up remarkably well in video, and a high frame rate mode and 1080p for slow motion recording, and you've got a super versatile camera for a range of video styles. If your ambitions lie beyond YouTube, you might prefer a more advanced camera like the Panasonic Lumix GH52, which has better internal video recording capability and offers more recording formats and codecs than the XS10. However, it's probably overkill for most aspiring YouTubers, and the Fujifilm makes for an easier entryway into video for those just getting started. Number 2. Sony ±6400. If the Fujifilm XS10 is out of your price range, consider a mid-range option like the Sony ±6400. While it doesn't have in-body image stabilization like the Fujifilm, it's well-built, with a weather-sealed portable body that makes it easy to take on the go. The real appeal of going with Sony, however, is extensive native and third-party lens support, giving you tons of options if you ever want to upgrade your setup down the line. On top of that, it has an excellent autofocus system, which has a very reliable face and eye tracking feature, ensuring you stay in focus. Battery life is solid too, and the camera doesn't impose any time limit on recording, which is great for recording long, uninterrupted takes. It doesn't have an articulating screen, though its tilt screen can still flip up 180 degrees to face you. While that isn't ideal, since a mic mounted on the hot shoe can obstruct your view, it's a small inconvenience, given all this camera has to offer. Number 3. Sony ZV-E10. If you're on a tighter budget and don't need a viewfinder, the Sony ZV-E10 is one of the best budget cameras you can get for vlogging. Unlike the more photography-oriented Sony ±6400 above, it has a fully articulated screen that makes it much easier to monitor yourself while recording. Not having a viewfinder makes it a little less versatile, and it doesn't feel as well built as the pricier ±6400. But if you know you're mostly going to be shooting videos, the ZV-E10 is worth considering for its price. One of the biggest benefits for vloggers is dedicated focus modes like Product Showcase, which automatically switches focus to any objects held up in the frame. The AF is generally quick and reliable, and there's no time limit on recording. If you're looking for something with better stabilization, the similarly priced Olympus OM-D-EM10 Mark IV comes with 5-axis in-body image stabilization, making it a great alternative if stabilization and portability are priorities. The ZV-E10 is still the best camera for YouTube beginners on a budget, thanks to its larger sensor, class-leading autofocus, and microphone input. Number 4. GoPro HERO10 Black. If your cell phone isn't cutting it, but you can't afford an interchangeable lens camera, then your best bet for a cheap YouTube setup is a GoPro, and the GoPro HERO10 Black is one of the best value options you can get. Though it's been replaced by the GoPro HERO11 Black, the HERO10 is still a powerhouse action camera that can do most of the same things at a lower price than its successor. It's a great option for action videos, as well as standard walk and talk style vlogs, thanks to a handy front-facing screen that lets you monitor yourself while recording. GoPro's hyper-smooth stabilization is the best in its class and ensures your footage looks smooth. The camera has more frame rate and resolution options than you'll need, with 5K up to 60 FPS and 4K up to 120 FPS. If the price is still a little higher than you'd like, an older GoPro model like the GoPro HER09 Black is still plenty capable, though it has fewer frame rate options and performs a tad worse in low light. Number 5. Sony ZV-1. If you prefer the convenience of a built-in lens, the Sony ZV-1 is the best point-and-shoot we've tested for YouTube. It's essentially a smaller Sony ZV-E10 with a fixed lens. Just like that camera, it has a fully articulated screen, dedicated vlogging focus modes, and a microphone optimized for vlogging, complete with a detachable windscreen to reduce ambient noise. While you don't get as much flexibility with a fixed lens, it's an easier jump from your smartphone, since you don't have to worry about which lens to buy and how much it'll cost. The other advantage is that it's more compact than an interchangeable lens camera, although not as portable as the GoPro HER09 Black mentioned above. Just be aware that a smaller camera means a smaller battery and shorter battery life, along with a tendency to overheat during long recording sessions. If that isn't a deal breaker, this is one of the best YouTube cameras for those who want something simple and compact. Number 6. DJI Pocket 2. You won't find another camera like the DJI Pocket 2, a pocket-sized wonder with a built-in 3-axis stabilized gimbal. While its video quality and low-light capability can't compete with the larger sensor options above, this unique all-in-one camera can be a powerful tool in any content creator's belt. The gimbal makes it incredibly easy to shoot super smooth handheld footage, and it has a slow-motion capture mode that lets you shoot at up to 240 FPS in 1080p. The camera also has an active track feature that automatically follows a person or object, which you can use to get creative when shooting products or action footage, though it can sometimes be unreliable. If you need smoother tracking, the original DJI Osmo Pocket is a little more reliable in that respect, but it doesn't have as many frame rate options and performs worse in low light due to its smaller sensor. It's still a good deal, especially if you buy one secondhand, but the upgrades on the Pocket 2 make it a great choice for those who want a pocket camera to shoot stabilized handheld video.